everyone, I'm teacher EJ. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, I would like to talk about a past year question from NMOS 2022, which is about the combination and permutation. Before we go to our question right here, if you want to know more about combination and permutation, make sure that you check out our video on our YouTube channel about the basic of combination and permutation, right? So let's have a look. So how many ways are there to distribute 20 identical marbles to 3 students so that each student receives at least 5 marbles? So everyone, how are we going to solve this question? So we say that in this question we have 3 different students, right? Let's say we have A, B, C, right? We have to distribute all of the 20 marbles to these 3 students. Okay. So now let's say, okay, student A is my favorite student, so I give it 10 marbles. And then I give B and C both 5 marbles. So this fulfills our condition to have at least 5 marbles, right? So now let's change it a little bit. I said that B is my favorite student, so I give B 10 marbles. So A and C will be 5 marbles. I can also give student C 10 marbles and A and B can have 5 marbles. So everyone can see that it can be many different kind of our possibility right here. So it is a little bit difficult for us to list out every single possibility right here. So is there any other way that we can solve this question? Now let's take a look at a simple example right here. Alright, so how many ways are there to distribute 5 identical stars to 3 students so that each student receives at least 1 star? So we have 5 identical stars right here, and I need to give it to 3 students. Let's say we have student A, B, C. So of course, this kind of a question, we can also try to list everything down. For example, I can give student A 3 stars. So B and C both have 1 star each. I can also give student B 3 stars. So A and C both have 1 star. I can also give student C 3 stars, and A and B will have 1 star. Other than that, I can give A and B 2 stars, C have 1 star. I can also give A and C 2 stars, B have 1 star. Finally, I can give B and C 2 stars, A have just 1 star. So everyone, this is all of our possibility right here. So there will be how many different ways? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total of 6 ways. But everyone, if I have a lot of staff, a lot of students, we cannot just try to list out everything, right? So is there other way that we can solve this kind of our question? Now let me ask you guys a question. 5 identical stars, I need to distribute to 3 different students. I have to separate my star into how many different portions? 3 different portions, right? So everyone, let's say now I have a bar, an identical bar. Let's say I put 1 bar over here. Now I have how many different portions? I have only 2 portions. I have to measure that I have 3 portions. So in this case, I have to put another bar to make sure that it will be 3 different portions. In this case, can I put the bar over here? Can we do that? No, right? It still is 2 different portions. Can I put the bar at the left side? Can we do that? It is also impossible to do this. So everyone can see that for us to put the bar, we can only put in between the stars. For example, I can put in between these 2 stars. So you can see that there is 1, 2, 3. 3 different portions we can give it to student A, B, and C. So everyone, in this kind of our question here, what we are trying to do here, you see that there will be how many gaps? 1, 2, 3, 4 different gaps between the stars. And we need to choose 2 gaps to put our 2 identical bars right here. So to solve this kind of our question right here, we just have to see how many ways we can put the bar in between our item here. You can see that in this case, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 different gaps and 2 bars. So we have C for 2. So we can try to calculate the C for 2. We first change it into a permutation. P for 2 divided by P to 2, which is equal to 4 times 3 over 2 times 1. And when we have a fraction, we can try to simplify. So we have 4. Oh, we have 2. Both of it, there are multiple of 2, right? So we can try to simplify them. So it will be 1 and 2. So finally, it will just be 2 times 3 equal to 6, which is the 6th way here. Everyone, so you can see that in this kind of question here, when we try to distribute the identical items to all of the different target, different students here, what we can try to do is, we can use this kind of a method. We call it the insertion method. So there is also another name for this kind of our method. We also call it the stars and bars. You can also check it online, right? So we call it the insertion method, whereby we can use it when we have to distribute identical items to the different target, right? Everyone, so now in our question here, we are trying to distribute 20 identical marbles to 3 students. But in this case, we need to have each student receive at least 5 marbles. Not 1, but 5. It is a little bit different from our example right there, right? So how are we going to solve this question? See, we say that in this question, the condition, the requirement here is a little bit different, right? Why not we just try to change them into the same condition, same requirement? For what can we try to do is, we can give 3 of the students 4 marbles first. So there will be how many marbles left? So you give each of them 4, it will be 20 minus with 3 times 4, which is 8 marbles. So in this case, now all of them have 4 marbles already. To make sure that they have at least 5 marbles, so now the condition for our question here changed a little bit. It will become distribute 8 identical marbles to 3 students, so that each student receives at least 1 marble. You can see that this requirement is the same as our example. So what is the method that we can use? The insertion method. In this case, we have 8 different marbles. And then, what we have to do with the insertion method is that we need to see how many bars that we have to insert. And there will be how many gaps that we can try to insert our bar. So you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different gaps. And to give it to 3 students, we need how many bars? We will need 2 bars, right? 2 identical bars. So in this case, we just have to choose from 7 gaps. We can put 2 different bars. So it will just be 5 P72 divided by P22. And then we try to calculate this. 7 times 6 over 2 times 1. And let's don't forget to simplify that. So we'll have 1 here and 3 over here. So 3 times 7, which is just 21. And this is our final answer, alright? So let's summarize what we have learned from this question. So the first thing, we learn about when we try to distribute identical items to different targets. What is the method that we can use? The insertion method. So for the insertion method, we just have to find how many ways the bars can be placed, right? Then, let's try to solve this kind of practice question. And you can leave your answer at the comment section below, right? So you may join our WhatsApp group for more information about our activity. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.